Welcome to section 16.2. This is the 166th session of the CISSP exam prep series. In this session, we'll put human safety at the center of security operations. We'll answer several questions. Why do people come before assets? What are duress systems and code phrases? How do you keep traveling employees safe? What does emergency management handle? And how does training tie it all together? Why does this matter beyond the exam? Because you can rebuild a data center, but you cannot rebuild a person. Picture a lone night guard, a sales rep checking into a hotel overseas, and a plant hit by a sudden fire. Each scenario puts a human life on the line long before it touches a server. When you design controls, the safety of people is the one requirement you never trade away. So why do people come before assets? Because everything else is replaceable and people are not. Data, servers, even a whole building can be rebuilt. A life cannot. Here is the classic exam scenario. An exit door in a data center is held by an electronic lock. If a fire cuts the power, should that door lock or unlock? Prioritizing the equipment means locking people inside with the flames. Prioritizing safety means the door releases the instant power drops. Choose the fail-safe that lets people out. What are duress systems and code phrases? A duress system is a quiet way to call for help when you cannot speak freely. At its simplest, it is a button that sends a silent distress signal to a monitoring team, who then responds by an agreed script. The clever part is the code phrase. Staff agree on words that secretly mean all is well versus something is wrong. Imagine a lone guard who says the safe phrase to confirm a false alarm. If an attacker were forcing his hand, he would simply leave that phrase out, and the monitors would know to send help. Some cipher locks even accept a second alarm-triggering code that opens the door while silently calling for backup. How do you keep traveling employees safe? Traveling staff are soft targets, so training is your best defense. Teach simple habits, like verifying identity before opening a hotel door and calling the front desk before accepting a surprise delivery. Devices need special care. Ideally, they carry no sensitive data, and if they must, it should be strongly encrypted. Warn people that unattended laptops can be tampered with. So many teams issue temporary, wipeable travel devices instead of personal ones. Treat free public wireless as a trap, since an attacker can sit in the middle and read everything, so use a personal hotspot and a company virtual private network instead. What does emergency management handle? It handles keeping people safe when disaster strikes. Disasters come in two flavors. Natural ones like hurricanes, earthquakes, and floods, and human-caused ones like fires, attacks, or a sweeping power outage. Your plans will differ based on the threats your region actually faces. A coastal office plans for storms, while an inland one may plan for wildfire. Whatever the event, the guiding rule stays constant. The safety of your people is the first consideration before you worry about restoring any system. How does training tie all of this together? Training is the thread that turns policy into instinct. Once you run an awareness program, folding in personnel safety topics is easy, covering duress systems, travel habits, and emergency plans. But training also has to sharpen everyday cyber judgment, cover insider threats, so staff can spot and report suspicious behavior, cover social media, so people stop oversharing details that fuel social engineering, and tackle multi-factor authentication fatigue, where users grow annoyed and start blindly approving prompts, which is exactly how attackers slip past a second factor. Repetition is what makes safe behavior automatic. So let's bring it together. People come before assets because a life cannot be rebuilt, which is why locks fail open in a fire. Duress systems and code phrases let a cornered employee summon help without tipping off an attacker. Traveling staff stay safe through smart habits, protected devices, and a healthy distrust of free wireless. Emergency management always puts human safety first, tuned to the disasters you actually face, and steady training makes every one of these behaviors second nature. The MCQs covering all the topics and concepts from this session are available on rucloud.com. Practice the chapter-specific MCQs before moving on to the next session. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or feedback, post a comment below or email us. I will see you in the next session.